Boris is guilty of contempt of Parliament on a monumental scale, and that is the conclusion of the report. The report would have been pretty damning anyway, even before Boris had had his read and flounced off, resigning. But the fact that he chose to disclose the outcome of the inquiry is itself a contempt of Parliament. It's clear-cut. No further investigation is necessary. And Dominic Grieve was one of the people who had been on the Privileges Committee before this particular investigation, and he says that alone, that fact alone, that breach of confidence is an utter contempt. There's not even a grey area. Johnson has said, I am not guilty of any contempt of Parliament and did not knowingly or willingly or wittingly mislead Parliament. Well, he may not have done up to that point, but since then he absolutely has. And Rees, Mogg, Andrea, Jenkyns, and dorries, all of these have talked about a kangaroo court. All of these have piled on contempt for for that investigation, those findings. They all deserve to be thrown out of Parliament on a permanent basis. Parliament cannot regulate its own matters if it's not treated with respect. And you've got to remember that within this court, within this investigative committee, there were more Conservatives than there were MPs from other parties. Bernard Jenkins was one of those, and it's for Conservatives to find against their former leader is staggering and astonishing. Of course, Jenkins was also at a drinks party in 2020 when there were restrictions. The Guido Fawkes website has discovered this. Jenkins so far has not provided any response to the allegation, but he was, of course, sitting in judgment over Boris Johnson, and he was quite clear, I think, that Boris's rant, 1,000-word rant, in response to the draft of the committee hearings, he has no doubt that this is a breach of the rules, and a serious one. But was he also in breach of the rules? This is a can of worms, and it demands further investigation. It demands that heads should roll. As I say, the finger-pointing Andrea Jenkyns should be on there. Dorries, who didn't lift a finger at all while she was a minister, really. And Rees, Mogg, who had a finger in every pie. So a lot of fingering going on. And those three MPs should be out. If Boris is out, they should be out.